This is the Franchise Basketball Insider, presented by Massengale Eye Care, Oklahoma City's leading eye care provider since 1989. Call 631-2020.
Greetings, franchise fans. Oklahoma City went through a rather lengthy workout today in preparation for tomorrow's game against the Philadelphia 76ers. The school of thought is they're slotting in players to take Kevin Durant's place, as Durant will be out of the lineup for at least 7 to 10 days and probably won't return until at least next weekend or maybe 1 or 2 games into the following week. On today's Insider Report, Billy Donovan talks about his thought process in making up for the loss of Kevin Durant.
Coach, obviously the news about Kevin being out for a little bit, just how confident are you in the guys that you have around him to be able to kind of step in?
Well, I think, I obviously been coaching for, quite a long time, and this is kind of like part of seasons and teams and things like this happen. I certainly feel bad for Kevin. Just because he's not having the opportunity to play. But it's not about, I think, any one person, necessarily coming in to replace Kevin or step up in Kevin's absence. It's about our team, continuing to play together and try to play the right way and get better and improve in the areas we need to improve in and, hopefully make ourselves better, in his absence. And that's kind of the way I look at it, because this is just kind of part of what goes on in sports. Everybody's always dealing with injuries.
A few days ago, you were talking about the need to develop the entire team for situations exactly like this. Does that kind of follow then with that idea? Well,
I think, we've got a lot, very, very good players. And, for us, we're going to have to make a couple guys inactive every game. But there's also guys that have got to keep themselves ready to play. And sometimes that can be very, very challenging when you're not used, so to speak. And you're just kind of sitting there, and then someone gets hurt, and you try to throw them back in there, and maybe they're not ready to play. So, we've tried to get into a little bit more of a rotation the last 2 games, but I got confidence in our bench and guys that are coming into games. Hopefully they'll continue to grow and get better and improve. They work hard every day. They're engaged. And it's just an opportunity, again, going forward here for us to get better.
Coach, have you decided how you're going to slot in the next player?
Yeah, not yet right now. I'm going to look at that, watch Philly a little bit more, see their lineups, and look at some of those things. We certainly have got options, with Dion and with Kyle and with Amo. That's the luxury of that. Got to look at, certainly how we sub and the next unit coming in off the bench, how those units work together and what kind of chemistry and balance we'd have with both of those teams. So that'd probably be something we'd spend a little bit more time thinking about.
Have there been any frustrations from Kevin after fighting so hard to come back and kind of get this stuff there?
No, I think Kevin, I think all these guys have been playing for a long time, and they understand every time they step on the floor there's an opportunity, that you could get hurt. Thank God it's nothing too serious for him. We'll reevaluate him in 7 or 10 days and see where he's at. But for the most part, it's a blessing for Kevin that, it's not something that's really, really long term for him. And he'll work hard and he'll get himself back and get himself healthy, and he'll pick up where he left off.
All right, we thank Coach Donovan for today's edition of the Franchise Basketball Insider. We start our coverage before the Philadelphia game tomorrow at 6 o'clock from Flint Restaurant as we bring you Countdown to Tip-Off presented by TotallyTickets.com and Homeland. Thanks for watching this edition of the Franchise Basketball Insider. I'm David Garrett for 107.7 The Franchise.